Welcome to This Explainer, where we're going to dive right into the terrifying, but honestly, ultimately empowering reality of the AI-driven job market. If you've been watching the news or just scrolling through your professional network lately, you know there's a massive shift happening right beneath our feet. We are quite literally transitioning out of the industrial age and into the AI age, and it's completely reshaping what it means to build a career. So today, we're going to look closely at which jobs are actually at risk, which ones are poised to thrive, and exactly what you need to do to make yourself totally AI-proof. Okay, let's just start with this massive number, 100,000. Just let that sink in for a second. Just this year alone, over 100,000 tech workers have been laid off globally. And we aren't just talking about tiny startups here. We're talking about absolute giants like Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, and Intel. I mean, Amazon alone cut 14,000 corporate roles. So if the job market feels completely locked down to you right now, trust me, it's not because you're doing something wrong. The landscape has just fundamentally changed.
And that brings us to this really uncomfortable paradox. On one hand, companies are publicly stating that if they don't adopt AI, they simply won't exist in 15 years. Yet, at the exact same time, they're freezing junior hires. It forces us to ask, what does this mean for recent graduates and the traditional career path? The formula used to be so simple, right? Go to school, get a degree, get a job. But with graduate job openings in some countries down by 40%, it kind of feels like that essential first step on the career ladder is just gone.
So let's get into section 1, the cracking career ladder, and why that entry-level door feels completely closed.
To give you an idea of the scale here, companies like Klarna haven't just trimmed a little fat. They have reduced their total headcount by nearly 40%, specifically by leaning heavily into AI. Duolingo is actively phasing out human contractors in favor of automation. In the UK alone, 1 in 6 employers expect AI to reduce their workforce in the next year. And you guessed it, it's the junior roles taking the hit first. Entrepreneur Daniel Priestley actually hits the nail on the head when explaining the root of this problem. Think about it. We went through 15 years of grueling training to become essentially biological algorithms. Our entire education system taught us to do highly functional, repetitive work. But today, we're competing with global labor and AI simultaneously. As Priestley notes, we were trained for an industrialized economy that just doesn't exist anymore.
Moving on to section 2, the end of shallow work and how we move beyond basic tasks.
Think about this question for a second. If you have an AI like Perplexity, for example, that can instantly read every single analyst report on every stock out there, aggregate the morning news, and instantly build a complete portfolio strategy based on exactly what Warren Buffett would do you still need a human financial advisor? Well, if their job is literally just picking mutual funds from a list, the answer is no. See, AI isn't killing entire professions. It's killing the shallow versions of those professions.
We're watching a massive divide open up right now between what we can call the task doer and the irreplaceable operator. A replaceable real estate agent just sends you Zillow links. A replaceable lawyer just rewrites basic contract templates. But the irreplaceable operator, they leverage AI to do all that busy work, so they can focus on navigating messy human situations. They find the off-market deals, they negotiate face-to-face, and they build deep, ungoogleable trust with their clients.
All right, section 3. Welcome to the human epic and the rise of the polymath.
Instagram co-founder Mike Krieger mapped out this evolution brilliantly. Just last year, AI was an assistant. You asked it a question, it gave you an answer. Simple enough. Now it's a collaborator. You delegate a 30-minute coding task, it does the heavy lifting, and you verify it. But next year, AI is going to be an entire coworker. You won't just say, write this code, you'll say, monitor user feedback, propose a product change, and write the code for it. It's literally going to become a standalone entity in your business loop. Which brings us to a pretty old word that is suddenly absolutely crucial for our future. Replit founder Amjad points out that to survive this shift, we have to become modern polymaths. Think Leonardo da Vinci. Back in the Industrial Revolution, we were forced to specialize in one tiny part of an assembly line. But in the AI age, you're going to be judged by your real business impact across multiple domains, rather than how well you execute a single isolated task. And you know what's wild? We used to brush these off as soft skills. But empathy, presence, ethics, creativity, and leadership, these are no longer soft. They are your unreplicable core. 2 people can use ChatGPT to write a client presentation, sure. But only one of them can walk into the boardroom, read the client's nervous body language, adjust the pitch on the fly, and inspire the entire team to move forward. Combining AI fluency with these uniquely human abilities is exactly what companies are paying a massive premium for right now. So it begs the question, do you even need a formal education anymore? Well, Perplexity CEO Aravind Srinivas argues that the value of an education isn't the facts you memorize, because obviously AI has all the facts instantly available. The real value is the discipline, the friction, and the relentless Socratic questioning. AI gives you access to the world's knowledge, absolutely, but it doesn't replace the human discipline required to actually learn from it and apply it in the real world. And this brings us to one of the most powerful analogies from our sources when it comes to building a personal brand.
Imagine you're at an airport. A thick, heavy fog rolls in. Air traffic control comes over the radio and says, if you're already in the air, you can keep flying. But if you're on the ground, you're stuck. AI is about to flood the internet with infinite, synthesized content. That's the fog. You have a 2 to 3 year window right now to get your personal brand in the air before that fog makes it nearly impossible for new voices to take off.
Okay, let's turn all this anxiety into action. Section 4, the AI-proof blueprint. This is your survival guide. We've distilled this down into a simple 3-step blueprint to make yourself totally AI-proof. And these are tangible steps you can literally start taking this week. Let's break them down.
Step 1, seriously, stop fighting the tech. Look closely at your weekly routine. Are you writing the same basic emails, formatting the exact same reports, or cleaning the same data sets? Build a tiny AI system around those tasks using ChatGPT or Claude. Your immediate goal is to cut the time spent on those 3 to 5 tasks in half. And here is the absolute best part. Once you do that, you put that specific efficiency metric directly on your resume. Hiring managers instantly understand the massive value of someone who knows how to scale their own output.
Step 2, become that polymath we were talking about earlier. Commit 1 full year to mastering your primary field to a level of what we call uncomfortable depth. Once you're there, add an adjacent skill. Be the marketer who knows how to code. Be the designer who deeply understands data analytics. Be the doctor who understands AI workflows. This intersection of skills is exactly how you transition from being a replaceable task doer to an irreplaceable business driver.
And finally, step 3, build a personal brand. Now, don't panic. You absolutely do not need millions of followers. You really just need a dedicated audience of 2,000 to 20,000 people who understand your specific expertise and have a parasocial relationship with you. Share your experiments, document your journey on LinkedIn or YouTube, and let people get to know how you think. Because at the end of the day, people follow people, not just information.
Look, the future of work isn't humans versus AI, it's humans plus AI. Your career isn't over, it's just in beta. So let me leave you with this final provocative thought to take away from our explainer today. Which of your repetitive tasks are you going to automate right now today so that you can step up and focus on the unreplicable, uniquely human work that truly matters? Because you are the one shipping the next version of your career. Ensure you're ready for takeoff.